Existence is your current present moment. As you know, our minds, they shift from past to future frequently, don't they? And it is almost unavoidable. You might have heard about meditation. I am sure you have. Meditation is a practice, a technique, or a strategy that liberates you because slows your mind down to a place of being able to listen to your core truth. So there is core truth in yourself as there is in everybody. The core truth are the elements, the scientific elements, the basis of all that it is. The core truth is your authentic self. It is your scientific self. Okay? So I've been exploring as a psychologist science in a different way. I need to explain that initially, when I was very young, I always felt very, very in tune to nature, in tune with nature. Okay. I've also been, I was brought up in a Christian religious environment, and I read the Bible, and I've also studied psychology, which is today recognized as a science, and has been for a long time, I think 200 years or so. So what I bring to you is this combination of nature, psychology, and essence self. Essence self is energy. How do we know it is energy? We know it because when we feel calm, we feel our energy. When we are happy, we feel it, buzzing also. So your energy is something that is also very similar very similar to other people's energy. You know why? Because we are made all from the same thing. So, as Einstein said, energy lives forever, and nothing ever dies. Everything transforms. So this is what I understand and what I experience in my life. Okay, how do I think you can use it to benefit you, to benefit your life, and also to heal yourself is what I want to cover in my next videos. And again, I am not defending any particular ideology or dogma. I'm a very matter-of-fact person, very mechanical engineer mind, if you like. And I also love philosophy, and I also love social sciences. So what I want to talk to you about is mainly that we have been like sleeping in a way, because we have been so caught up in these social systems and systems around us. By social subsystem, I mean like your nuclear family, like your closest relatives. It could be your parents or caregivers. It could be your grandma, it could be your aunt, and then you have very close to them, you have significant others, which are people that are present in your life and in a certain way trying to influence you or influencing you, and they kind of they have many ideas. Okay, and then there is obviously education, so the settings you go to, and there is also jobs, your parents maybe go or caregivers go to, and there is government, and there is your culture, wherever you are from. You could be from Brazil, from Portugal. I am from Portugal originally. You could be from England, where I live currently. You can even be from my city where I live now, Bedford. So These places where we live, these places that we live, they are, you know, as you know, they have their own emotional environment. They have their own politics, right? So we can never, it's, well, yes, you can, we can, I can. If I can, you can. So, and many people nowadays are already doing it, and which is understanding that we are not our culture, we are not our social beliefs and norms and what people expect from us. So, what are we? You are and I am science, in the sense that the energy that is you, and when I mean energy, I don't talk about esoteric things, even though it's all intertwined. It is all intertwined. But I have a kind of language that is different from esoteric language, even though it's actually the same. So we tend to respond very quickly to the emotional response we get. We are living in a society and we interact with people, and we are dynamic individuals, we are dynamic beings, and we are actually fused in this dynamism, and is really complicated to diffuse, basically, because of our um, nervous system, because of our um, life experiences, or even because of our imagined experiences. We kind of become, it's habitual in us, accustomed to default answers. We are more than our automatic initial, kick to answer people. Obviously, when anyone answers someone or analyzes something, they tend to go in a very automatic mode if they don't process reality and if they don't love themselves. So, unconditional self love is really what constitutes your essence. And basically, it's the nuclear central power that is at the center of human existence. You are unconditional self love. And this is how the world should uh, go by. The world, the politics, the education, curriculum, the communications in families, in social situations, and kind of between friends, should obey. And I know I'm making a statement here, but it should obey to unconditional love. Why? Because it's the most caring nature, and is at the core, is the backbone of your existence. That and eternal life. I totally experience and believe that we have lived many lives. It's not your first time experiencing life on Earth. Very likely it's not. And the evolution of consciousness, or the mind as it is, comes from great effort and exercise of practicing what is correct and being open to the truth. So, if you understand what I'm talking about, and I imagine like many people do, if you have a caring, loving, unconditionally loving nature already, and maybe if you tend to suffer quite a lot, in terms of being the carer or being the listener or being the psychologist of your family, of your social group or friends, then that might very likely indicate that you have been at service serving other people for ages. And the reason you do that is because you are a beautiful, loving, unconditionally loving being. Okay. I've discovered that myself, that I have in me a great desire to be of help. At the same time, I had in me a great desire to love myself and know myself. What I offer, or I guess what I speak about or speak of, that I believe it is quite different from other people, is the fact that a personality, as science established, that is like a combination of traits and life experiences and genetic predisposition, which I believe it is, your personality. There are many types of personalities in this society. There are people eager for power and recognition that just say things out of the blue, and they tend to be really angry and sarcastic. And there is personalities that are really also asleep, like stagnant. They don't pursue their desires. They just complain about the lack of motivation they experience, and they complain about everything. And there are other personalities that are really caring and dedicated and really want to make a difference in the world, and also are stuck in these codependency arrangements that we all go through. If you are still with me, I want to, highlight the fact that you are already free in your essence and in your core. And this life, number one thing for you to do is totally to understand that your freedom is like human rights. It's constitutional. It is like entitlement of yourself and also of every individuals around you. And the number one that people kind of keep tripping upon, like stumble upon, is the urge to respond to all the people, and then the other people that are less self-aware or less compassionate, even. So we need to understand that as much as that is honorable action, and it is, as much as you are a teacher at the core of your being, and you are also here understanding dynamics and relationships and tasting different things, that this is what we do as human beings anyway. We are equally here also to realize self. Okay. And I don't want to sound patronizing. I don't want to say self is stagnant, it's static, is not. But self is mainly unconditional love. And that means obeying it to no conditions. And also is quite fluid and spontaneous. So it doesn't need to second guess or second thing, that second thought. Yeah. So you need to kind of accept that you are already an individual that is free. You're here to enjoy. Okay. There is something really powerful happening, which is the coronavirus. And as much as I appreciate that to different people in different psychological developments, and some people, they're really needing to purge their anger, their suffering, because they've been victim of trauma. They have experienced quite a lot. And there is different levels of fragility and vulnerability in the world. And it's a magnificent thing if we are all mindful of each other and respectful to different levels in stages of self-awareness in a non-judgmental way. But I believe that the idea is that we understand that our mind is also like an engine. And the more we keep thinking negative thoughts, or we keep kind of feeding patterns of codependency without giving ourselves that unconditional love that we already are, is our essence, without setting the limits, we keep formatting, or we keep developing those cycles, those patterns. So, and this is what anxiety is in the end. This is what depression is. It's like really well formed, solidified patterns that, because of intensity and because of frequency, kind of conversations that keep taking place, or different intensities of pain or of different experiences. It's like we become stagnant within those patterns. That becomes our environment, ecosystem, even, if that makes sense. So I embrace a psychology of individuality. And I think that area has been dismissed for quite a long time in our world. Because there is nothing that will go against this individuality. Empathy is relevant because without us understanding emotions on a broader level and respecting them, we can't understand our own emotions, right? So, but I'm advocating for a philosophy, an understanding of singularity, of individuality. You have to know yourself first, and you have to love yourself first, for after you can fully embrace, interactions with other people in a healthy way. And yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you today. Please ask me questions if you have any. I will definitely make another little short video on a different subject. And I want to remind you that you are beyond your mind, your thoughts, your ideas of yourself. Don't allow negative thoughts about yourself, because the reason why it's so painful to have them, they are contrasting with your essence, with your core self, with your scientific self. Unconditional love is a science, and I can explore this soon with you. It's not just an abstract concept, it's actually who you are, because it's your optimal developmental zone. Anyway, when you feel good about yourself, nobody is teasing you, you don't feel threatened or intimidated, is when you are most proactive, most creative, productive. Is when your body functions, perfectly, when your body heals perfectly. So there is already much, research about that. There is no doubt about that we are meant to be happy. And so I leave you now with these ideas, and I hope you like them, and I hope to see you again. If you enjoyed this video, click the thumbs up button, and also subscribe to my very, very exclusively about unconditional self-love. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.